Hey guys, what's up? It's Howie, and today we're going to be talking about what we would like to see in the next NASCAR game and future NASCAR games. Now, we kind of know who's working on the next NASCAR game. Apparently, DMI Games and EU Technics. Now, DMI Games wasn't too clear if EU Technics is going to be a part of the next NASCAR game, so I'm not too sure. Take that with a grain of salt. They wasn't too clear. All they said that they're hard at work on a new simulation game platform. It'll be out in late 2016, and it will be on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Now keep in mind, nowhere in there did it say it was going to be another NASCAR game. We're just assuming that it will be. So until then, we're going to be making a wish list. We need to make sure that the developers know what we want to see and what we want. So if any of you that's watching the video have ideas, please put it in the comment section below. I also have a Steam form in the description. You can click the link there, talk about it there. Now if you do have an idea, I will put it in the next video or whenever I can, and I will give you credit, whatever your username is. Our name is, don't worry, I'll screenshot it, whatever I have to do. Just make sure it's not something that's redundant, that's already been talked about before. I won't put it in the next video, so just make sure that it's something new. So I'll be trying to update this series, or videos like this every month or twice a month. It just depends how active you guys are. So it's very important that we try to tell the developers what we want to see. So let's make sure this video gets as much shares as possible, as much likes, dislikes, whatever. Oh yeah, guys, I forgot to mention, if there's any ideas y'all like that is going to be listed in this video, please in your comment below list which ones you liked, and the ones you didn't like, just don't list them at all. And on the next video I'll make of this, I'll list the ones that were the most popular with you guys, so that way we can kind of narrow down what's most important, what we want. So because we just can't have hundreds and hundreds of ideas. They can't do all of that. We got to do the most important ones, and it's not fair for me, just to say like, oh, these are the most important ones. I like for you guys to decide. So let's do something like that. So before you write your comment, just make sure you list what ideas you thought were the best. Now to start off this video, I wanted to start with my list and get it out of the way. And the first thing on my list is the Truck Series and the Busch Series, or the Xfinity Series, whatever they call it now. Now I do understand that there is older NASCAR games where you can get the new rosters and paint schemes like NASCAR Racing 2003 season. But I want to see it in an actual new game. I want to see the trucks and the Busch Series in it, Xfinity Series, sorry, and even the Featherlight Modified Series. And it was introduced in NASCAR 2005 Chase for the Cup, and it was all the way to NASCAR 09. But the newer ones, they don't have those older series or the other series. And to a lot of us, we liked those series better than the Sprint Cup. Yeah, I understand the Sprint Cup series is the most important series in NASCAR, but I think that it would boost the sales of the game by a lot if you include those other series, because those are pretty important in my opinion too. The next thing on my list is the career mode, and yeah, I know that the newer NASCAR games have career mode in it, but not like the older ones did, not like EA Sports did. For example, NASCAR 2005 and 06, they had like something called Fight to the Top. And literally, you worked your way through the series, like from the Featherlight Modified series, signing contracts. You'd earn money as you go with your races and stuff like that. You'd have a agent called Ace Moneymaker. I remember him. But anyway, yeah, you would sign contracts with teams and work your way up till you could actually buy a team in one of the series. And that's the reason why it was called Fight to the Top. And also, I remember in NASCAR 2005, we had production cars, and that was pretty neat too. But yeah, I would like to see a career mode that was really in depth like the older ones, and I just honestly missed the Fight to the Top mode. It was an amazing, and honestly, it was my favorite mode of all time in NASCAR games. And to a lot of people, we care more about the single player than we do the multiplayer, and I'm one of those people. So really concentrate on your your career mode, and just make sure it's top notch, not like what you have now. The next thing on my list is the Rivals and Ally system. So I know NASCAR 2011, the game, had the Rivals and Ally system, but we need that back again because they took it out in Inside Line, if I'm correct, and it just made the game more fun. If you pissed off a driver, later in the season, if you tried to pass them, they'd make it hard for you, or they tried to wreck you, or rub up on you, and if you had an ally, they'd be a better drafting buddy, or they'd move out of the way easier for you. So we need that back. And also, while I'm mentioning this, we need independent individual driver personalities. Like if they're more aggressive, make them more aggressive. and like actually base them off like they are in real life. And that's one thing a lot of people have been complaining about too, is we need to back these rivals and ally system, and also where the AIs have their own personalities. Next thing on my list, and this kind of goes with the career mode, but I didn't really mention it, which is buying teams and signing contracts. And I kind of did mention that in the second thing on my list, but I would really like to where you could buy actual race teams like you could in NASCAR 06 and 07, like Earnhardt Incorporated or Hendricks Motorsports, just a slew of teams you could buy, and also you could sign contracts with those teams if you were, if they offered you something. But I'd also like it to where you could have like your own teams, like you could create your own teams like with their own logo, buy your own cars, pick out your manufacturer, whatever you want it to do, and that'd be something cool too. And that's more of a new idea, but that's something that'd be neat to see. Next thing on the list is a good soundtrack. Now I understand this company cannot really afford the licensing that EA Sports could for their soundtracks, but EA Sports had way better soundtracks. And honestly, I do not like the soundtracks in the newer NASCAR games whatsoever. Inside Line to be kind of an exception, but NASCAR 15 definitely is probably the worst game as far as the soundtracks goes. So it'd be good if we could have, maybe just a bit of a better soundtrack, or, bring back the option where we could, use our own songs. Apparently there was a option where you could import your own music in the NASCAR 2011 and NASCAR Inside the Line. I'm not sure that was true, but there's nowhere at all, or I can't find at least on NASCAR 15 to do that. But yeah, that'd be something cool, a good soundtrack. Now the last thing on my list is an online mode where you can create your own race team and invite your friends. Now I know I've already mentioned something similar to this, but this is a little bit different because it would be kind of like a clan system, like inviting your friends to your race team, and then hop online, and maybe you happen to find another race team, and you'll kind of have like a little clan battle. It kind of works like clans, I guess you'd say, like in Call of Duty. If you remember how Call of Duty Elite worked, how you had like clans on Call of Duty Elite, and you'd compete in clan battles and stuff like that, something like that, and that'd be pretty cool. Now I'm gonna start reading off everyone's comments. First I'm gonna do YouTube, then I'm gonna do the Steam one. Then there's only one YouTube comment, and that's from Swipe TV. He says, "I'm expecting top Xfinity and trucks to a full field of drivers and extra for all 3 series and all tracks." The next comment comes from the Steam forum, and this is from Definition. "I agree with everything you mentioned, especially racing your way to the top, getting enough money, and manage your own team/drivers. But I really want to see full 43 car fields and multiplayer support for mods, and also better car damage. Also, I hope they nail the physics and implement a crew chief/driver relationship system somehow. And as a minor thing, I would love the availability for different spotter packs like in iRacing." Next comment comes from It's Me Dave TN, which I hope I said that right. I don't think I did. Anyway, I just want the trucks. I don't care for the Sprint Cup or the Xfinity, just the trucks. The trucks are the only series I watch, and I still download the newest truck series each year for NASCAR 2003 and play through a whole season over and over. The next comment comes from Bryman44. I don't know if I said his name right, sorry. Anyway, hey fellow Army vet, I guess he thought I was an Army vet because I had a picture of the U.S. Army logo, which I'm not an Army veteran. I'm just showing my support for the U.S. Army. I'm not trying to impersonate a veteran whatsoever. Sorry for the confusion. But anyway, I think you covered most of the big stuff. I'm thinking along the lines of Dirt at Daytona. With all the things you mentioned, the possibilities are endless. Will they be willing to step up and make a good one for once? I guess we have to wait and see. And with the screw-up launch, I'm getting sketchy about all of this. Next comment comes from Jason Harris 2. NASCAR 9 had modified trucks and the 2 cars. Would be good to have it back that way. The next comment comes from Falcon_X, and he says, "I would really like to see a driver's side experience worked on and less of the management and team stuff. I don't want to manage finances, especially when victories don't pay for anything. That is the worst system I've ever seen. Win a race and get no financial support for it. I would also like to see your team give upgrades to your car without you having to specifically ask for them. You can tell them what's weak on the car, and the engineers and the team can take it from there. But most of all, I want total control of the car at all times. Pit help is okay as an option, but for the love of Pete, do not use autopilot during yellow flags. Restarts are impossible this way because your timing is off, you don't know when you actually had to control the car, the countdown is usually wrong, and mere seconds or even half seconds can make the difference between a good restart and a bad one. Improve the AI a lot. An NBA 2K approach would work where each driver has stats and that is how they drive. Right now it's all over the map and the AI is literally insane. It doesn't care about you, the race, or their race. The next comment comes from Live Long and Get Money. Now I'm gonna butcher the hell out of this name, but anyway, here we go. Unless someone resurrects Papyrus, there won't be any more good NASCAR games. Now I guess Papyrus is the people that made NASCAR 2003, the season or the game or whatever the heck it is. It wasn't the one that made by EA Sports. I've never played it. The NASCAR season 2003, whatever. I might have to look into that, like I said, but yeah, I'm sorry if I butchered that name to death. I can't pronounce it. Next comment comes from HGWMRNORM. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. And he replies to Live Long and Get Money and says, NASCAR 2003 is alive and well. In fact, I'll be jumping in a long race at Lowe's/Charlotte tonight with a bunch of others. We don't see many 40-plus car fields these days, but it's not uncommon to get online with 30 or so drivers. I think as long as NASCAR and some of its drivers support bad NASCAR games, they will still be made. It seems the integrity and the quality of the sport has been thrown out the window for the sake of the dollar. I want to make a little comment there. Yeah, for the last 20 years, the integrity and quality of the sport has been thrown out the window for the sake of the dollar. I mean, look at all the cars. It's all the same. It's literally, you know, all about money now in NASCAR. But anyway, that's for another video. I just wanted to kind of comment on that. Anyway, he goes on to say, I look forward to the day some company does a NASCAR sim as good as Pappy, but I fear it may not be in the near future, and that's strange as there are some other really good racing sims on the market, but they're all geared towards road course racing, not ovals. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for comments for this episode. Hopefully next one we'll have more. So I have the highlights right here. I have them listed. The first one is 43 car fields in multiplayer. That was a big one. And the newer NASCAR games, literally there's only 16 to 18 players in a lobby, not 43 at all. Next is support for mods. That would be pretty cool to have. Support for mods would be nice. Also, what was mentioned was better car damage. Yes, please. We need better car damage. It's literally like we're driving bricks. The car damage is just unrealistic. And after that, someone said better physics. Yes, and this goes along with the car damage. The physics are unrealistic. Next one is a crew chief / driver relationship. And then after that, different spotter packs like in iRacing. Also, from what I can see, everyone really wants to see the World Camping Truck Series or the Truck Series back. That's one big one. After that, this kind of goes along with that, the World Camping Truck Series and the Xfinity Series. Someone also mentioned a driver side experience and less management and team stuff. Next one is for your team to give your car upgrades without you having to actually manually do it. And a big one was to have total control of the car at all times, no autopilot on the restarts. And one of the most important ones said was to improve the AI. The AI really needs some improving. And as for you guys watching the video right now, if you could please, tell me what ideas you thought were great, contact me somehow on the Steam forum or in the YouTube comments. In the next video, I'll make a new list of what was popular with you guys and what y'all thought were the best ideas. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.